Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. So we're going to be talking about Loki Season 2, Episode 5. This episode was insane. I actually really enjoyed it, and I thought something about it that was really interesting to me is it kind of really closely resembled the Doctor Strange episode of What If. So let's talk about it, shall we? Alrighty, before I actually get into the video, I want to go ahead and show you guys this. They have Loki trading cards. I don't know exactly what they are, but they have them at the front of some stores. And I bought a pack of these, so if you want to see me unboxing these and opening them up and seeing what they are, that will be at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that, I guess. But yeah, now time to talk about the episode. So right off the bat, I thought that it was really smart the way that they started off this episode. I really love the cinematography of this season so far. I think that the directors are doing a really good job. The camera tricks that they're using are fantastic. The way that they're showing the inside of the TVA and making it feel so eerie. I really like the fact that they've kind of expanded upon the TVA. When we first saw the TVA in season 1, we literally just saw like 3 main rooms. We saw the one with the giant control panel. We saw kind of like the little lunch cafeteria area, and then we saw all of the little rooms where they take people in for questioning and stuff like that. We didn't get to see the majority of the TVA, and at this point we still kind of haven't, but I really like seeing the scenes towards the end of this episode where everybody's kind of like disappeared and nobody really knows where anybody is, and Loki's all of a sudden by himself wandering around the TVA that is kind of falling apart. And I really like the way that they shot that. The fact that he was just walking through a hallway and he's dead center in the frame, and then it'll switch to it being a different hallway, and once again he's still dead center of the frame. They did such a good job of making that sequence feel so eerie and like, oh my god, I just absolutely loved it. I thought that was beautiful. And then I really love the fact that we are getting to know who the characters actually are. We get to know who Casey is, we get to know who Mobius is, we get to know who Hunter B-15 is, and I thought that the way that they went about doing that was really, really interesting. This part, to me, this episode kind of finally felt like a time travel show. I feel like Loki has kind of been on the edge of like it being a time travel show and it just being a show that sometimes takes place in different times, because one of the big things about it is a lot of the times when they go and they do whatever time travel stuff they do, they actually don't interact with time at all. In fact, they literally are so like loosely in the background that they're not really changing anything or doing anything. So seeing the stuff that they do now is actually affecting the timeline, and the timeline literally withering away, is really cool, and I'm really enjoying it. I think that the visual effects are fantastic. I'm loving seeing the spaghettification of this. I think that it's like so, I don't want to say like dark, because some people are going to be like, it's not dark, you're just like a coward or something, but like it's kind of terrifying to look at. Like, I really think that they're doing a really good job of making it kind of unsettling. I think that the entire sequence towards the end of the episode where Sylvie is sitting in her little vinyl shop listening to a new song, and then the world behind her is literally disappearing, it's just so cool. Something about it is just insane, and I really like it because it finally gives us a visualization of what happened in episode 2 towards the end of it, where they kind of bombed all the timeline branches. We kind of have a general idea of what it looks like for all of those timelines to just disappear now and for them to all die. And the way that they filmed that was great. The guy running at Sylvie and like slowly turning into spaghetti was epic. And I loved the kind of like gathering of the team again, bringing the band back together was fantastic. Something that I really liked about the first season of Loki is kind of seeing the variants of each of the characters. And when we did that, we really mostly just got to see Loki variants, but we finally got to see kind of the variants of the main characters. And I thought that that was really cool. I think that Casey's timeline self was so interesting, and the fact that they really went and made him a person who was one of the members who escaped Alcatraz, that was so cool. That was amazing, and I really loved it. And I really like the fact that they kind of made these characters people who you wouldn't expect them to be. Like, Casey being a random, like, prisoner from Alcatraz, that's out there. That is, like, a really odd, specific decision to make, but I love it, and I think that it's great. And the fact that he goes from that to being just, like, a regular office worker in the TVA is fantastic. I think that OB's character is so perfect, and something about him still is, like, so interesting. I really want to know what they're going to reveal about him in the last episode, because they've got to reveal something huge about him, because he knows a little too much about everything that it almost kind of feels like he's kind of like a sleeper cell, and he might not be like a Kang variant or something, or might not be like the He Who Remains, who's what some people are theorizing online, but I really think that's OB is kind of somebody who has all this information in his mind, and somebody probably put that in his mind, and he's just thinking, oh, I'm getting these ideas so I could, write this like novel, and I think that's going to be really cool. But like the fact that he literally tells Loki, oh my god, one of the characters from my story came to life and he's now talking to me, tells us that OB has seen this before. And so I got one of two options for that. One of them, obviously, I think that Kang probably planted those memories in his mind or something like that so that he could become who OB is in the TVA. Or another theory that I have is OB is kind of a staple of the, what's it called, TVA. And my theory is that in a lot of different multiverses, there's a TVA. And this just happens to be one of the only universes where ROB isn't currently one of the OBs, right? Like, I don't remember his name, but he's an author, and he's just a regular person on the Sacred Timeline. But what we learned in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is when you sleep, your dreams are what's going on in your other universes. And I think that part of the reason why he knows everything that's going on, and he has a general idea of the TVA, the technology behind the TVA, the science behind the TVA, he knows Loki to an extent because he's said to him that he's literally a character from his book. I'm thinking OB, when he sleeps, is dreaming of the TVA, because in every other multiverse, OB is a part of the TVA. That's my assumption for what's going to happen. I feel like we're not going to get a huge reveal on it, and if we do, it's probably going to be something that's as brief as, oh, the TVA is a multiversal staple, is something that we'll learn, and that every single multiverse needs to have a TVA, and that'll kind of set it up so that, like, Loki and Sylvie and a couple of other people who are willing to work at the TVA are going to be working at the TVA. You know what I mean? Obviously, could be wrong about that, but that's just what it seems like to me, is that it's going to be revealed that the TVA needs to keep running, because if not, everybody's screwed, and some people are going to have to run it, and Loki doesn't know where he belongs, and Sylvie kind of doesn't have a place where she can go and be on the timeline without having to worry about everything falling apart. So I think that it is going to end with Loki and Sylvie running the TVA. That's kind of my final prediction for this season. I'm almost 100% confident that's how it's going to end, and if it doesn't, I will be shocked. The only way that I can see this series ending and it not being something like that is if a Kang variant himself comes and like ruins everything in the last like 15 minutes of the show or something like that, and we're kind of left off with another cliffhanger like last year, where it's exactly what He Who Remains warned us about, where Kang comes and takes over the TVA, and now Loki and Sylvie are having to deal with the fact that there's another evil He Who Remains. And my only problem with that is it'd be basically resetting everything from the season and starting us right back where we left off on season 1, at the beginning of season 1, and I don't know how I would feel about that. So, that being said, I think that that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about this episode. I do want to go ahead and say Owen Wilson's acting is fantastic, and I would literally love to watch a, like, I want to say, what's it called? You know, like the Team Daryl shorts that the MCU used to do, where they would have like little mini short films, like kind of back phase 1, right? In between Thor and the Avengers movie, they had like a funny thing on the way to Thor's hammer or something like that, where Phil Coulson is just going around doing a bunch of like cool spy stuff. And it's just like a 5-minute short that is in continuity, and it's not filmed with as high of a budget. I would love to see a like 10-minute short of Mobius actually successfully just selling jet skis to people. Make it happen. I loved it. I thought that he was great. The fact that it's revealed that he had a wife who he used to ride jet skis with, and she's no longer with us, kind of sad. And the fact that he's a single father, very sad. But I loved it. I thought that Owen Wilson in this was very standout. All the actors are doing fantastic. I am loving this show. I am incredibly sad that this next episode is the last one. But if they stick the landing, Loki Season 1 and Loki Season 2 will be some of the best things that have came out of the MCU in its entirety. I'm tired of people just saying, like, after Endgame, this is one of the best things. Even before Endgame, I think that Loki has a lot of those original movies beat. So I'm incredibly excited to see how they end this. Regardless of if anything that I said I predict for the next episode comes true, I think I am going to, regardless, love what they do, because every time I've made a prediction about something that's going to happen in this show, I've been completely off. but I've been pleasantly surprised with what they do instead. So that being said, hey, Future Editing Blake, kind of here to hijack the video for a little bit. So you guys are here to watch me talk about Loki Season 5, Episode 5, that's not right, something like that. But anyways, I found something at the store today that I thought was really, really cool. And I wanted to include it in this video because I got it, and I originally was just going to get it. And I was like, you know what? I make Loki videos, and I make Loki content. Let me just throw this into a Loki video. So if you guys don't want to see this, I'm going to put the timestamp up of where to skip to. But for those of you guys who do want to see this, I found Loki trading cards at the store the other day. I spent $20 on them, and I am very curious as to what's inside. So I'm going to do an unboxing, uncarding, opening video. I don't even know what this is called, but I'm going to do that real quick. Alrighty, so here's what the box looks like, and I've never done an unboxing video like this before, so I'm not even entirely sure how to open this, so I probably should have figured that out beforehand, but we're figuring it out live because that's what we do. I want to be careful because these might be valuable. Hold up. Alrighty, so here we go. Here's the box. I have no idea exactly what it is, but it says piece together the mystery of each episode with Time Theater film cells. And then, what's it called? On the back, it says undercover an impressive array of actor autographs. And then it says glorious purpose signatures and then deceptive signatures. So I don't know what exactly these cards are, but there's a chance, I believe, is what that's saying. There's a chance that they might be like autographed cards. So I don't know. I'm going to open this up though. And oh my god, there's like 5 different packs in there. Okay. Like I said, no idea what this is. So we're going to open them up each one by one. This is interesting. Okay. I don't even know how to open this. And with how much I'm struggling right now, you would never believe how much I was obsessed with Pokemon cards when I was a child. Okay, because I didn't want to ruin them or damage them, I went and I cut the tops off of each of them. I have not looked into them yet, though, because I do want to give my honest, genuine surprise. Okay, so you look at it this way. Someone taught you fairly decent magic. So are these all just going to be like little sequences from the movies? Scared of being alone. Is that Lady Sif giving him his hand? I'm pretty sure. Variants L1120. That's, I believe Loki's variant number. I can deliver you to the variant. That's the episode 2 when he's trying to convince them to let him, you know, use his powers. And they're like, hell no. Lamentus 1, worst of all disasters. Accurate. And then you have something of mine. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think this is the end of the first episode of season 1 where he seals someone's little time thingy so that he could escape. I could be wrong though. Or that could be when Renslayer is catching Mobius because Mobius stole her Tempad, and then that's episode 4 when Mobius like dies in the first season. Not entirely sure. So now that I know what these are, I'm a little more intrigued by them. This one's also something about Lamentus. Richard E. Grant. I love Richard E. Grant. Something softening in the time cell. Okay, this is once again the scene with Jamie Alexander as what's her name? Lady Sith. Miss Minutes, which I love to death. That's cute. You killed us. Once again, Lamentus 1. You're all variants. Cute quote. Doop-a-doop. So these are all Loki season 1 things, I'm assuming is what I'm getting at. That we use them as paperweights. Casey, adorable. I love it. Do we trust each other? The answer probably should be no. Loki variant attempts escape. Where are they in this? Is this when they're in the Timekeepers little area? I don't know. I'm seeing like a staircase in the background, so I'm assuming that's it. A bad memory prison. Once again, Lady Sith. He Who Remains. Oh, I love it. Jonathan Majors did such a good job in that role. And then Help Us Find You. I think that was probably the end of the first episode if I had to guess. We still got 2 more of these packs. I don't know if they were signed. They'd be signed on the front, right? I imagine. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, upside down. Protect the Timekeepers. Stupid. Because the Timekeepers aren't real. We freed the timeline. That's literally the last episode. Loki Gator. Oh my god, I love it. That's adorable. That scene was really cute. He summoned the most uncomfortable looking blanket though. I still rant about this anytime I watch the first season with anybody. They are in this little area. Sylvie's like, oh my god, I'm so cold. And he's like, oh, don't worry. And then he conjures up a blanket. It is the most uncomfortable looking blanket ever. You're telling me you are a god with infinite powers and you are getting this blanket that looks like a suit jacket? It was, ugh. Anyways, not the point. Where's Loki? End of the first episode. I mean, beginning of the first episode. And then, oh, that's also a pretty epic shot. I'm loving these. I really hope we get one of the Citadel at the end of time, though, because if these are just going to be cute little artwork cards or like stills from the show, I feel like that would be an epic one to have. 2 Lokis in the same place. That is the last episode. That's pretty cool. A superior version of yourself, and then Loki gets all jealous and is like, no one's superior. Loki. Cute. Miss Minutes. Welcome to the Time Variance Authority. I can't do the voice. I really wish I could, though. Once again, He Who Remains. Then, last but not least, can we see your tickets? That's also Lamentus 1. Okay, those are cute. None of them are signed or anything, but I kind of like it. I really wish I got one, and I don't even know if this exists because, like I said, I didn't know these cards existed beforehand. I wish I got one from the conversation where Loki and Mobius argue about, like, how insane the TVA is, and then Mobius says that existence is chaos and that nothing makes any sense, so he tries to make as much sense of it. I absolutely love that, but these are still pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'll probably go through the back and read what the backs are, and if I find anything interesting, I'll update you guys at the end of the video. But now we're going to actually talk about the episode that this is supposed to be. So, see you then. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love and appreciate you guys so much for coming by and checking it out. You guys are amazing, and thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys next week when I review the final episode. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Peace out. Bow, bow, bow.
He wanted me to trouble first, I did this. We planned a day, and then we did this. Want to be in love with the girls with the kisses. Don't give a damn, I'll rid this. I like this when I run the distance. I run to find hidden your ballistics. I want to live within the business. Buying more than what's on the clearances. You're getting big because I know you're a physicist. I want to deny this shit. I'm unlimited.